Back in 1949, there was a vision for a shining university on a hill here in Long Beach. Today, that university on that hill is one of the most prominent institutions of higher learning on the West Coast. California State University Long Beach received over 70,000 applications, demonstrating once again that CSULB is a university of choice. Cal State Long Beach consistently ranks among America's best value colleges and competes successfully as one of the top master's universities in the West. CSULB is one of the nation's top universities in conferring degrees to minority students. These are just a few of the many examples of why Cal State Long Beach is as good as the gold that's proudly displayed in the 49ers school colors.
I believe the academic quality of Cal State Long Beach speaks for itself and ranks among the very best institutions nationwide. We have worked very hard to ensure that the commitment to excellence in the classroom, in the performance halls, in our research facilities, and in our laboratories is always our top priority. Our campus not only is a great teaching institution, but is also a well-rounded universe of ideas, forums, and philosophical approaches. Our students benefit greatly from both classroom experiences and real-life applications in real-life community service.
The university is meeting its commitment to prepare today's students for the challenges of tomorrow. It is a mission of service to the community, the state, the nation, and the world. Perhaps the best place to make the world a better place is right here at Cal State Long Beach.
My name is Dushi Satyanathan. I'm the Associate Dean for Academic Programs in Cal State Long Beach. As you probably know, Long Beach has both undergraduate and graduate programs. We have about 13 different degree programs combined. We also have a doctoral degree with Claremont College. So we have the ability for graduate education there. And most of you know that Ken Centrelli is the director of Antelope Valley Engineering Program. We just heard from him. And Jay Shelley is the mechanical engineering faculty currently, and she also works with AFRL here. And both of them have been, they know this area much better than I do. So I may sound a little naive in some of the things I say, all right? All right, this program we are trying to bring to Antelope Valley is called a degree completion program in BS in mechanical engineering and BS in electrical engineering. The degree completion program means that you do your first 2 years of coursework at a partner community college in the area, and you finish the junior and the senior level coursework with us. Okay, so that's the idea. That's what it means, a degree completion. So we cannot do the whole 4-year. The first 2 years of coursework is done at the community college. We are trying to do it, a student cohort and timeline here. We will have about 25 seats in mechanical engineering and 25 seats in electrical engineering, and for a total of 50 students per year. All right, it's a very selected group. The idea is that we only do fall admission. We'll only admit students in fall. We will not admit in spring. All right, it's a cohort. Will begin and end the program at the same time. It's a cohort based, meaning all 25 students will start at the same time and graduate at the same time. We don't want to lose anyone. So we want to make sure when we select in the front end that you are highly capable of handling the rigor and the timeline that we're going to set forth. But we can guarantee you once you get in that we will finish. And not only finish, but we probably place you well too in the industry. So that's our goal. So once you get in, you want to make sure you finish. That's our goal. So in that sense, it's a cohort based, highly selective. You begin and end at the same time. All right. The total length of the program is 2.5 years, including summers. Right now it's 2.5 years because we anticipate the first cohort may not have all the admission criteria we expect. So we are allowing for that time. But in the long term, our goal is to keep it just 2 years. Right now it will be 2.5 years based on initial. The first admission will begin in fall 11, and they'll graduate in fall 2013 because it's locked. We're not going to let you free. You're going to follow a lockstep mode. The required courses will be offered also besides fall, spring, but also in summer. So we're going to start some of these courses in summer 11 if possible, But certainly you will have some in summer 12, and you will have an internship in 13 or some activity in 13 before you finish. So your summer will be engaged as well in terms of the program, okay? Cohort-based means that the uniqueness of the program is that it's cohort-based. It's cohort-based means that you're going to get to know that team pretty well. You're going to know them, you're going to meet them almost every week for 2.5 years, and also it gives us a unique opportunity to do some projects that we could not do even on our main campus because of the length of time you're going to be, and you'll be connected between courses. So some of these projects could be pretty elaborate, year-long, between courses and those kinds of things. So this is a new grounds for us, and it'll allow us to explore some new areas. And as I said about strong teamwork, we will have a lot of industry support. We already have a lot of industry support coming in to set this up. As you probably know, this is not easy to come into an environment like to set up a program of this kind. In fact, you will not find any engineering program that's really connected to a main campus offered off-site that's face-to-face because it's very expensive. So we have a lot of industry support to make this happen. And as part of our program into our internships and so on and so forth, this partnership will continue. All right? The degree that you will get is identical to the degree at Long Beach campus. This is exactly the same degree we have in the catalog. We are expected to follow the catalog very, very precisely in that sense, and so the deviation is very small, except that you may not have all the electives that one may have there, but you have electives that is tailored to this region and the industries that want those kind of specialization. So the idea is for us to recruit students from here, graduate them here, and hopefully you'll find job opportunities here. That's the intent. And the graduates will be treated like our graduate is Long Beach, so you'll walk the graduation aisle with our students at Long Beach. So that's the only trip you may have to make. So the mechanical engineering curriculum will include the fundamentals in math, physics, chemistry, design graphics, and so forth, the CAD classes that some of you are already taking here in your preparation. And the mechanical engineering program itself will involve the key topics, which is engineering conversion, thermodynamics, fluid mechanics, strength of materials, metallurgy, design, computer design, CAD, CAM, all those kinds of issues. And all those are 300, 400 level courses that will be covered there as part of the thing. We'll have labs physically here in the facility, lab facilities, and those labs, some of those lab facilities are in fact better than the one we're going to have at main campus because they're new. They're going to be acquired. We have a capstone project, which is industry involved. We'll have industry involved in all of our activities as much as possible. We will have internships that are placed locally as much as possible with industries that are tied to this region, connected to the courses. BS in electrical engineering follows a very similar path. We have the fundamentals, but the idea is that the graduates will be prepared for in the design environment, research, applications, operations in the fields of communication, control systems, digital signal processing, electromagnetics, digital and analog circuits, and power systems. So these are some of the areas that will be covered in the field, and we will fine-tune some of these areas based on our industry feedback as we go along in terms of our preparation. Again, we'll have a lab that's set up. It will be relatively new because they'll be acquiring all of these things now. And again, industry is very involved in our projects and also in the internship and placement. Okay? So both of these programs are very parallel in terms of what we're trying to accomplish. Both of them are same length, and except it's mechanical, electrical. Okay? Accreditation is a very important part of any program that we offer at Cal State Long Beach. Right now, we have interim WASC accreditation. It will be formalized by end of this month. So, and also the Chancellor's Office for the Cal State system has approved the degree program to be offered here. So this is, we will accomplish this very shortly. There will be a site visit sometime in the near future. ABET accreditation, which is the Accreditation Board for Engineering and Technology, ABET, all of our engineering programs on the campus is accredited. This is extremely important for us. It's important for the employers. And this will take place as soon as the first graduates from the program. And what will happen is that once we acquire this graduate with accreditation, retroactively all the graduates will be covered. So the program is not accredited as we go in, but it will be accredited by the time the graduates come out. That's the way it's designed. Okay? And this being identical to the program we offer at the main campus, all the assessment processes and everything will be identical here. The location is something you probably more of you are very familiar with. This is at the Division Street here, down the road, probably 5 minutes from here. This is a large facility with 25,000 square foot. There are 11 classrooms in there. We'll definitely have 2 dedicated classrooms, one for mechanical, one for electrical. And there are dedicated mechanical and electrical laboratories that will be there. There is interactive video classrooms that's directly linked to CSULB main campus. So we have a technology classroom just like the one that you see there with video link up. That will be actually connected to, I'm on the 6th floor in engineering building in Long Beach. This will be on the 3rd floor there. So if I actually walk into that 3rd floor, I can get video link up to that classroom physically here. All right? So right now we don't have a plan to use it because we want our initial program to be face-to-face as possible. But as we get more comfortable with our delivery and with some of the courses, we may have some of the classes that may be linked up from there. And so on the other hand, we have industries here, a lot of expertise. They may use the classroom to offer lectures back to main campus. So we are looking at that as a long-term way of connecting the 2 geographic locations with simply walking into a room. All right? It's a live classroom, so you have complete audio and video link up to both locations. There is wireless access for students in the space there, and also parking is, I believe, is free, and I believe it's better than the one here. Some of the labs that we currently have in place for mechanical, we have quite a few set of wind tunnels, supersonic tunnels, machine shops, fluid systems. All those things are already there. The computer classrooms is already there. So these things are already there. We're still working on our electricals that will be acquired soon. So these things are already in place right now, and Air Force Research and others have been very generous in terms of providing this level of support. By the way, as you probably noticed, Cal State Long Beach is very involved in labs, and so we strongly believe in hands-on lab environment. So this is very critical for us to have a facility that really engages students in the learning of mechanical and electrical engineering. Admission criteria. Now this is probably one of the most important things that you want to listen to, because this is what gets you into the door. All right, so let me just spend some time describing this. This is a degree completion program. So the admission is based on your GPA coming in and 60 units of transfer units as upper division transfer. Okay? So the minimum GPA that you expect is 2.5 or higher to get into the program with transferable coursework. And you need 60 units to transfer, which is upper division transfer, which all of them have 60 units. And we will rank the students who meet all these criteria, and we select the top 25 seats to occupy. Okay, so that's the way we're going to do admission. So this is a general criteria. Let me just go into a little bit detail on this. So one of the items we need is general education. There's about 27 units of general education that you'll need, and there are various categories of general education. It's called category A, C, D, and E. And most of you are familiar with this. These are all in the articulations. You'll probably see these documents. Our counselors here will help you out with some of these, trying to decipher through all these GE requirements that you may need. All right. So this is sort of pretty standard. It's nothing unique to Long Beach. It's sort of pretty standard across CSU as a whole. All right. So that's the idea of 27 units of GE. And I know some of you may have, or most of you may have most of these things. You may miss a 1 or 2. And we will develop ways to handle that few missing pieces, if there's 1 or 2 missing here and there. Okay? This is probably the most important. For mechanical engineering, we require 25 units of mathematics and sciences. And we are very prescriptive about this, and you already know this. You need 12 units of mathematics, which is Calculus 1, Calculus 2, Calculus 3. All right? And then you need physics, Physics 1, Physics 2. And then you have chemistry. For mechanical engineering, this science base is extremely critical. All right? Then you have what's called engineering fundamentals, 9 units of this, which is that computer design, CAD, here it's computer methods, I'm sorry, this is MATLAB type of thing. I know some of you may not have that, all right? And computer design, CAD classes, some of you may have that, and statics, which is engineering statics, 3 units of that. So this is the 9 units. And I know some of you have questions about all of this, and I'll answer this by the next few slides, preferably, okay? And then you have this 27 units of general education, which I showed you earlier on, all right? So this is the piece that most of you will be probably concerned about and trying to address as we go forward in terms of meeting the full criteria for admission. Electrical engineering has a very parallel thing. You have 23 units. The only difference is that you have Calculus 1, Calculus 2, 3, Physics 1, 2, and 3. You don't have chemistry, but you have Physics 3. That's the distinction. All right? So the electricals have math and physics, 3 math and 3 physics. And the mechanical engineers only has 1 chemistry in there instead of the 3rd physics. That's the distinction. All right? There are also 10 units of engineering fundamentals, and that's one is a MATLAB class, one is a C++ class, and the other one is a circuits class. All right? Some of you may have this, and some of you may not have the MATLAB or C++. And the last thing is the 27 is the GE courses. So this is the breakdown between the mechanical and electrical. All right? Third physics, or modern physics sometime. Which is electricals.
254 is the electrical part.
No, this is mechanics, electrical. This is modern physics. Sometimes they call it third physics. Yeah, different names, but as long as they're in sequence, and usually one is a prerequisite to the other one. So the question was, what's the third physics? And most of you can look up the third physics. Whatever the third physics is, these are prerequisites to that. Okay. So this is probably one of the questions you may have, is that what if I did not meet all the admission criteria? Because there's quite a high demand in terms of getting into the program. So what we try to do is that we have those who have the Meta CSU minimum will be ranked based on the GPA. And our goal is that those who are ranked highly, we're trying to give admissions to those. Now, there may be some holes. Some of you may have some courses missing here and there. Our goal is to give you a plan to get those courses from our partner community colleges within 6 months, because we don't want you to fall out of cohort. All right? What's the absolute bottom line? The absolute bottom line is that if you do not have Calculus 2 or Physics 2, chances are you better take some time and get those courses under your belt before getting into the program, because you probably will not get admission in the program and stay with the cohort if you do not have at least Calculus 2 or Physics 2. All right? But if you have at least that and something more, then there's an opportunity for us. But it depends on the cohort size. So because of this ranking, I really cannot tell you, if you showed me a transcript today, say, will I get a chance? I cannot tell you that because I do not know what the cohort is going to look like. I could have 50 people who have met all the requirements, or I could have 10 people who have met the requirements. I really do not know that. I will only know that after people all apply. So this is the difficult thing about it. Unlike the Long Beach program at main campus, I could tell you by your transcript, yeah, you got a pretty good chance because you have most of these things, because there's a lot more seats there. Because there's limited seats, it's hard for me to say that. Okay? It's really based on the cohort that applies that year or that semester. How can I complete the lower division courses to satisfy conditional admission? So if you are placed in a conditional admit status, that means you have not met all the requirements. You still have some holes in there. You'll be placed in a conditional admit. That means you will be admitted assuming that you're going to finish that work in a reasonable time that we have prescribed to you. If you do that, where do you do it? Well, all that coursework is typically offered at our partner community colleges, and you have supposed to take that. And we will probably try to fill that holes, some of that in the initial cohort, but as a standard, most of these courses should be available at the community college, partner community colleges. This is why we are working very closely with Antelope Valley College, Community College here, Saracosa Community College, further up in Ridgecrest. And these courses that you take outside of our program are not part of our budgeting perspective, meaning you're paying it independently with the community college and taking it at the community college at your cost, right? So that's one piece of that. All right. Application timeline. We are trying to open the application April 1st. And we're trying to complete, you should complete everything you needed to by June 1st. We're trying to confirm admission by June 20th or so. By July 14th, we should have registration and orientation. And classes begin August 22nd. That's the first day of classes. And this is identical to the Long Beach main campus program, meaning your lockstep academic calendar follows whatever is on our main campus. If you have a holiday there, you have a holiday here. So it's identical to all the office hours, and all the things that we follow there will be identical. So you're following the main campus calendar identically, okay? The cost, this is an important one. This is a self-support program. We're not running on the state side. Everything that we do is managed by the tuition fees you're paying and by the industry support that's provided, okay? So the cost per unit for the program is $495 per unit. That I'm breaking out in different ways here. The three-unit course will cost $1,485. The cost for a typical year, fall and spring, 15 unit, is about $7,425, all right? For a summer session, if you have 6 units, we're planning to at least have 1 summer, maybe 2. There may be 6 units there. Roughly, it's about $2,970. The total estimate for a 2.5-year program, because you're lockstep, is an upper limit of $37,125. Okay, that's the upper limit on the cost of having a 2.5-year program. Just as a background for this program compared to if you were to actually come to Long Beach and do the program, just to give you an idea. A 2.5-year program at Long Beach on the main campus is $15,700 or so dollars. All right. But if you're moving there, you got about $10,150 of living expenses per year if you're moving to the location. If you add it up, that's about $25,300. So by the time you finish, it's about $40,000 or so between the total program if you were to actually go to the main campus. All right? And it's not a lockstep program there either. So there is these variations that you need to consider in your planning in terms of what is the best pattern for you. All right? I just want to be very forthright in terms of giving you the information so you know how to go about this. There's a hand in the back, so I'll ask.
Are books included in this cost? Will that be an extra?
The question was, are books included in the cost? This is just the tuition. The textbook is above this. There was another question? Same question. Yeah. There's no additional fees. This is the only fee that we collect for the program. The next is financial aid. This program, for the full-time students, qualify and apply for financial aid as though they're at CSULB. So we will align all our financial aid opportunities that we have on main campus to this program. The only restriction is that because the special nature of the program, the different tuition structure that we have here, that the eligible student is Cal Grant and State University Grant programs are the only ones that are available here. All right. So, and I would visit the website here. We have identified a website with information there. We are also trying to customize a sheet that's just for this program. Right now, if you go to the website, it has a lot of information that's not relevant to this program, but there'll be a custom sheet available soon. I'm not sure it's available right now as I speak, but it'll be available just for this program, okay, as we speak. The program right now we are planning will be 3 days a week, 9 to 6 p.m., Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This is our intent, all right? And Friday may be a short day. We have not managed. These are the kinds of information that we will navigate as we learn more about this. We will try to confirm this schedule by April 1st as you begin to apply and we lock down some of these things. These are some of the things we're trying to work with, and I also want to get a sense of this from this room when we have the discussion here. Information about this program is on your handout on the website. It's very important. It's called www.ccpe.csulb.edu/engineering. That website is active right now, and you should be able to go in there and navigate. One of the things that you will see is on the website is all the things I talked about. Admission criteria is all in there. Some of the things I talked about, financial aid is right there. And if you click on that, you should be able to get to the financial aid information. And you're trying to put all the things we talk about on this website. And also, this is now updated a little bit further, which is beyond what I had here, is that you can actually go in there and schedule for these sessions. And we're going to provide more information as we go along and learn more about what we need to do. There's an FAQ here. So as we learn more about what you're asking, we're trying to put up there so that you're fully informed about what's going on and how we progress through these things. Okay? So I don't think I need to go to the website to demonstrate all of these things, but you probably have a good idea what's up there and what you need to do, all right? So I'll be more than willing to entertain questions at this point that you may have relative to what I've just mentioned up to this point. Yes?
One of the questions was the survey sheet that you gave us, if we weren't sure what classes have been taken, if we forgot, where can we change that?
Okay, the question was the survey sheet we filled out, and if you forgot what classes you took and it was not filled out, it's very simply, you have access to our website there, and you can go in and say, look, my name is this, I filled out the survey sheet, but this is what I really should have done. You can send out an email, and it will be very helpful to us. Or you can even call on the phone, on the website there, the information, and you can call somebody and say, can I update my information? We'll be glad that you did that. Any others? Yes, sir. Are there any plans to accommodate any other disciplines? We want to walk before we run, so we want to get these two ambitious programs on the road first. There are. We are all dreaming big. There are, mostly in the graduate side, but our goal is to get these programs viable and up, then we'll have a lot more confidence about what we can do. Yes, sir. Are you competing with other prospective applicants from other area or just from this area? The applicant pool, I do not know where they apply from, but we are marketing right now in the Antelope Valley region, okay? So the competition right now is in this region. Now I know as the word gets out, it probably could go out, all right? It could go even out of state because it's a pretty good deal for an out-of-state tuition. But we're trying to cater this region. That's our intent right now, okay? So I'm hopeful if we can fill the seats and have a rigorous program, that's the best thing we can do. And we'll be glad to expand it. Our goal is to keep a program that's viable right now and serving the community. That's our intent. So we have no problem growing the program. Yes, sir.
My situation is a little bit different. I'm transferring from a four-year university out of state, so I didn't follow the California and GE stuff, so I don't know how my courses transfer and how they would affect transferring to this.
Okay, the question is that he's transferring from out of state, and he does not know exactly how the GEs all work out, and so he's trying to determine whether he qualifies for the program or not. My answer to you is that we can have a counselor look at you in a particular case. We have counselors online that even when you call, they can direct you to look at it and saying what these might count towards roughly. What does it add up to? So we can answer that kind of question. But at the end of the day, if you want to compete in the pool, you really have to apply it for me to find out where you rank with all those things. Yeah, but we have a counselors on hotline. When you call the help desk, they will respond to all of that. Yes, sir.
I have a VA benefit that pays for tuition at CSU school. Would that benefit still apply to this school?
Yeah, the question was he has a VA benefit, and does that apply to this school? You're viewed as a Cal State Long Beach student. As far as I'm aware, whatever you carry from an external source will carry forward. And that's our intent. So our intent is that if you have other side of financial aid, you're viewed as a Cal State Long Beach student, full-time student. And they'll be happy that you're going to finish in 2.5 years.
The second EF student, is the program open for that too, or?
We have, this is, as I said, it's a separate program in some sense. We don't apply the same rules we do in terms of admission criteria. So whoever applies, whether they have another degree or not, it's not an issue as long as they met the minimum for us and they rank in the pool, will get admission.
So what if the number of applicants doesn't meet the maximum capacity?
Very good question. What happens if the number of applicants does not meet the maximum capacity we have? That means, for example, if there's only 10 students when we are looking for 25 students. Our goal is to ensure that we know that may happen the initial year. So in all our planning, we're trying to come as close to 25 as possible. And so we have plans in place to stay through the first year or even the second year if needed. So because we know that there may not be enough students and the pipe is not primed in terms of preparing students in the pipeline. So our goal is to get as close as possible. We're going to work hard reaching the region to build a pipeline. And we are hopeful that we'll get there.
I'm curious, will the labs be available during off hours or?
Okay. The question was, will the lab be open off hours? The Antelope Valley, Lancaster University Center is wide open during the daytime. And so we will welcome the lab usage, particularly on those days that are pretty wide open. So I think there's a uniqueness of this program. Because it's a single cohort, you'll have full access even outside. Now, I'm not sure you're going to have access a whole lot past maybe 7 p.m. or 9 p.m. But certainly during the daytime, you have a lot of access to the classrooms.
I always seem to have some sort of machining I need to do. So.
Well, a lot of it also because we have more than one lab class that will be running in the same room. It's going to be a matter of scheduling to see when things are going to, when a particular piece of equipment will be available and not interfere with somebody else's class. But yeah, the idea is to be able to accommodate as much utilization of the lab as possible.
Any other questions?
You said you were talking about scholarships?
About scholarships. One of the things that we are trying to build is scholarships, obviously, and that's our highest priority as we go forward, is to strengthen the number of scholarships available. There are a number of local scholarships available through the Antelope Valley region. I think Society of Women Engineers have a scholarship in this region, and there are others that are locally available, and we're trying to build that capacity, and all of that will be on that website that says financial aid and other scholarship information. Our goal is to build that capacity as much as possible, whether it's $500,000, whatever it may be, the little helps we can give to, to strengthen the capacity of allowing the financial impact, to minimize the financial impact to you as much as possible. So that's what we'll be working hard, and this is why Kent Central in this region knows the community well, and he knows what the interests are, and we have our development folks just focusing on building the scholarship pipeline. So this may not be readily available the first cohort because it's new, but this is something that we are trying to work hard to make sure that happens as we go forward. The question was, how do you get information on internships and
I was saying Edwards Air Force Base has
yeah.
internships every summer.
So information about internships. We will do our best to make sure that we have a collective pool of that kind of information available to particularly our cohorts, because we want to place them, and I know that industries want these cohorts to be placed with them too. And so there will be a partnership, and we will have a clearinghouse in terms of ensuring these kinds of information gets processed. That will be part of our hard work. Beyond the curricular stuff, this is the other piece that we'll be working hard at, ensuring that they're connected to the industries and for the placements. I'll be glad to leave my email address with you. On the website there, you'll probably find a link, and any questions you have, please address it there, because there are different experts. But if you're looking at curriculum, we have a curriculum expert looking at the transcripts. If you have somebody looking at other kinds of GE kinds of things, so we have different people addressing those questions. So go to the site and make sure that it's all cleared up, okay? And so we have a whole team behind the scenes here working with you, and they're all on Long Beach campus, but they're all very familiar and with the intent of what the program is about.